I'm not completely against the use of AI. However, I am against the use of AI when you use it badly, or you don't have a complete understanding of what it is that you need to do to use it effectively and in a manner that isn't detrimental to what it is you're trying to achieve. So a case in point is writing scripts for educational videos. I've dealt with a number of academics recently where it's clearly evident the scripts that they've presented for recording are completely AI generated, to the point where they still have the telltale signs where AI has given you prompt notes as well. Regardless of what the AI is, what model, I don't care about that. And it's becoming more and more evident that we're being pushed, not just in this sector, but generally, to use AI more fully to reduce costs, increase output capacity, optimize workflows, all of these things. And if that's the case, I think we need to start investing time and effort into helping people understand how to generate proper prompts and where to use specific models and where to use generic models compared to very specific versions. A case in point is something like a gem. If you're using Gemini, where you can create a very specific subset of that AI. It's not subset, but that's the parlance I'll use. A very specific expertise area, which will give you more relevant first draft output. Yes, that requires significantly more investment in terms of time on one side of things, but once you've got that gem, then you can use that to query for that specific subject matter in future. You can have it craft a persona of an academic with X number of years experience with this research background, yada yada yada. But to do that, you've got to fully describe what it is, and you've got to do test and revision. But that bit of work you only really need to do once, depending on how the AI model changes over time. And that's not what people are doing. People are looking for a silver bullet. They'll just ask a specific question straight away. Give me a script for this, covering these key points, and what they get out is crap. Because what you put in as a prompt is crap. That's like having a conversation with somebody without any expertise in a given subject area and expecting it to give you a very verbose, in-depth, pedagogically sound result. Until we get over this hurdle of understanding that that's not how you need to use AI, and that's not how you're going to get the best from it, and that's not how you're going to get the returns that your business, your boss, whatever your sector is asking you to get from the use of AI, then we're at something of an impasse. The other annoyance as well is this assumption that it's all free. It's not. To get the better AI models, you do need to pay for it. You need to get curated data, and I can't emphasize enough this need for curation of the data and curation of the output that the AI gives you. You still need some expertise, regardless of what it is. Obviously, I'm looking at this through the lens of creating educational content, but that's not just the case. You do need to check whatever it is that you get out of the AI, whichever model it is, that it's accurate. If I tell you that 2 + 2 is equal to 6, and you take that verbatim because the model has learned from something that says that that's the case, then that's on you. Yes, perhaps we've redefined the value of 2, and that's fine, but you need to stipulate the value of 2 is now 3. And if you don't have that understanding, if you aren't able to go back and check that the AI is doing something that you're asking it to do, then we're getting into a bit of a muddle. And if we're using that specifically in this sector for educational content, it gets increasingly muddy, doesn't it? Yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts for today and kind of where I am with it. It requires more thought, more precision. We are using it. I am using AI now, much to my, I don't want to say detriment, it's not detriment by any means. I'm using it in very specific cases, but there's things that we do need to work on, and I think it is around this prompting and understanding that different models have different strengths, different weaknesses, different utility, and perhaps it's a way of increasing the visibility in a workflow of the AI components, because I don't think it's morally justified to use GAI to output something that somebody's paying for from an expertise perspective. If you're getting taught by academics, you shouldn't be having GAI generated content willy-nilly without it being clearly stipulated that that is the case. That's not to say we're doing that, we're not. But I think in general, you look at the proliferation of videos that are appearing on the internet, there's all GAI crap out there. Yeah, it's becoming more and more and more clickbaity, and I'm just worried that these micro learnings from people that are then being seen as fact are an issue. Anyway, right, I'm going to crack back on. Got some other bits and pieces to do. I need to up my lighting game and go and do some chroma keying. Right, see you on the other side. Have a good one.